Okay, so for those who have Aries in their chart, whether you have a very strong Aries sign, like a lot of your energies are more into Aries, those who have their very Martian energy, whether it's your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is going to be the reading for you in terms of your love life and what you need to know for the month of June 2019. Okay. So, things are with you right now. The first card that you have is the Ace of Swords. And the Ace of Swords is a really good card for new beginning. But it's also telling us that this could be an element wherein, you have been in a standstill with a specific person in your life. Like, you are trying to be stubborn, or there is a very stubborn energy in your relationship. Like, you are believing and fighting for what you want, and the other person is doing the same thing. And, it's quite funny because it really let us go back to what happened during May. And I'm actually doing this reading at the time before the full moon energy. So, there is a chance that you might actually be feeling this at the last few weeks of May towards June. So, the energy is really lining up. So it really makes me feel that this is a very scorpionic energy in some way. Like wanting to be stubborn and wanting to fight for what you want, those kind of things. And it's going to be really highlighted on June, because on June we are actually seeing here some form of progression. Because I actually just noticed right now that we do have a lot of major arcana here. So like we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we have 4 major arcana overall. So, and 4 is the number of stability and foundation. So whatever new beginning that you start this month, it has that capacity to go for the long haul as well. But as for relationships and love, if you are in a position wherein you have been in a cool off or a fighting ground with another person, or having some pause in your relationship, and that, stand off with a certain person, it seems that someone is going to break that ice. We do have the Knight of Swords as your second card. So this is really telling us that, whether it's going to be you or the other person who's going to take action and make a move, this is really telling us that someone is going to break that ice. Someone is going to, shake things up. Especially when things have been very stagnant in your relationship for quite some time now. And because these 2 cards are sword cards, and this is really an air energy, so it may have a lot to do with communication and, technology, communication, and a lot of talking. Now, the Knight of Swords has this, sudden factor. So it's not something that you are going to plan that, I wanna talk to this person soon on this date. It doesn't happen that way, Either you find yourself having that urge to communicate with this person for whatever reason, or that person will have that urge to do the same way towards you. So I really don't know what this is. I'm really telling you the story or outline how this is going, because it can go vice versa. Again, this is a general reading. Just keep that in mind. Okay, so yeah. So whatever the things that there has been misunderstanding on, things that are not very clear, it's going to be resolved. And I really feel that this is the energy that you are going to be experiencing throughout the month of June. And this is because you and this person have the Hierophant card. And the Hierophant card is a card of learning, a very traditional card. It's a card of the Pope. So the two of you have a spiritual tie together. You have some karmic ties. Could be a soulmate, twin flame, whatever you may call that. But it's telling us that this relationship has a form of foundation. So I believe that this is not going to be someone new. It could be someone that has always been a part of you, a part of your life, not someone in passing, you know. It's not someone you just met a few months ago or a few weeks ago. It's someone that has played a very significant role in your life. So it could be that, you know, you or this person are having some form of realization that maybe I did something wrong, or maybe, you know, there's a lot of maybes, and more than anything else, this is like a person that probably you have been with for so long, or, you know, someone very important and significant in your life. The two of you have a spiritual purpose. There is a reason why the two of you are together. And it's really not worth throwing things away. And, you know, you are coming to a point wherein you are growing in a very mature way. And this is always a good sign. So, yeah, there's a lot of lessons and learning to that. And this is also a card of peace. So if things have been really, there is some form of tension rising up, and, you know, there has been a time wherein you really just need to separate yourself with this person, and now you're really making sense of things, you know. Probably once the two of you communicate again, there will be a sense of maturity in you. Like, you know, if you had personal issues to deal with, or, you know, there is like, you know, a big part of your ego or personality, you know, have been realized. And, you know, every person in this world has an issue to deal with. And sometimes that issue is being brought to relationships, especially for those who have soulmate relationships and, you know, twin flame relationships. This is going to be relatable, because they always have issues to deal with and how to overcome them. So I really believe that if this is a soulmate relationship and you believe that you're tuning into this reading, I really think this is really more of whatever lesson that you need to learn, you have learned it, you have realized it, and you have overcome it. And this is the reason why they are coming to you again or you coming to them again, because you can now tell yourself that, hey, this time I'm really ready. I've learned my mistakes and hopefully I'm not gonna do them again. So you have that intention with you. In the recent past, we do have the Lover's card, and this is the card of choices and relationships. So the two of you really had a spiritual and romantic relationship right here. So it's really tuning into the reading that this is an issue about love that needs to be sorted out. And the Hierophant is always a card that has a lot to do with the past. So this could be reuniting with a person, or at the very least, this has a lot to do with your connection with this person. And with the 10 of Pentacles on top of this reading, this is really more of trying to balance out the energy. The 10 of Pentacles is not just a happily ever after kind of thing. It's not just something it's not something that you are thinking of. It's not something of what you're wishing for. It's something that you really, really want to happen. And it's something that you want to manifest in the material world. So this could be a possibility of you wanting to maybe offering them marriage, offering them something real, something that they can trust on. And this is also something that you personally want. You want to settle down. You wanted to have a family of your own. So this is really the most important thing for you at this time. Your family, your own security, and this relationship as well. So, and in the near future, we have the Chariot card. And the Chariot card is always the card of movement. And forward movement at that. And this is really mainly telling us that all of this is really going to happen and come together. So this is going to be in some form of progression throughout the month of June. And it's all going to start with the Page of Cups, which is communication. So you have to build up that communication, or you can expect that communication. And this is also telling us that if this person does make a communication to you, try to be more positive, try to be more lighthearted, that kind of thing. There is no need to be heavy in trying to complicate things and all that. Try to be more open and receptive to this person as well. Because we do have the 9 of Cups here, and this is always the card of wishes. This person is coming to you not because they are troubled by anything else, but their actions is really because of what they truly feel, basically. That sort of scenario. So they are acting upon their emotions. And overall, this is going to be a start of a new beginning and a new cycle for this relationship. And what you need to know here is to have the full new beginning, a new cycle. So this person is going to pursue you, or you are going to pursue that person that you really, really want. And with the 10 of Wands here, the 10 of Wands is still trying to move forward even though that there are things that are bringing you down, that are oppressing you and suppressing you. You know, even though that this person have their own struggle, their own burden inside of them, they're still trying to fight things off. So this is an element that's telling us that, you know, despite what has happened, I'm still trying to move forward. I still want to have that dream. I still want to have that goal. I still want for things to progress and move. It will happen slowly, but it's going to be something that's quite sure, you know. Even though that I still would have a lot of issues and problems, I want to shoulder everything, and until I reach the goal, you know. And the most important thing I feel for this energy is that to not let only the other person to do the work, you know. Try to observe and see what the other person is doing, and try to give them support one way or another. It's going to be very crucial and important. So the basis and energy here is that someone is going to enter your life, and it's going to bring you a lot of hope. And that's always a good thing. Of course, this is despite how I have expressed and analyzed and how I delivered this is actually quite an important reading. It's very emotional in a sense as well. So, you know, and sometimes emotions can really overtake our sense of you know, our sense of being, or how we act, or insanity and all that. But the most important thing is that, you know, that you're really sure this time that you are not just, you know, being wishy-washy about certain things as well. Because something real is about to enter your life, or you're about to offer someone something real. So it's always a positive reading, right? Like this. And I feel that this has a lot to do with the next chapter or phase of a person's life. So, okay. So now, if you're single, then this reading could probably be that there is a potential person to come into your life, which can have a leading point to something that's quite real. You know, you could create, or there is an attraction that you can make towards another person, you know, and that could start something new for you. And if you're in a relationship presently, not in a breakup or anything like that, this is basically just telling us that things are going to be going well, and it's going to be quite emotional, yes. But I really feel that, you know, for those who are in a relationship, or either in a difficult and complicated type of relationship or situation, this is going to be a very important month that can lead them to a more deeper connection, deeper commitment with a certain person in their life. Because it's like, you know, things are moving forward for you guys. And this time, you guys need to think of the future in a more stable, and something that has stability and foundation to it. That sort of thing. So, yeah, that's for my reading for Aries for the June 2019. I hope you guys resonated with this, and if you do, feel free to comment below. I'd love to hear how this reading has tuned in for you. So, yeah. Thank you for watching, liking, and subscribing to my channel, and I'll see you guys again next time.